My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. So I'm reviewing from the house of Dior Sauvage EAU FORTE. I'm so curious about this. I'm going to go into quite a lot about it. And this is, I think, one of the fragrances that Francis Guderian designed after one of my favorite perfumers left Dior. So I'm so curious to see what's happened. I think it's a difficult fragrance, difficult concept. Inspired by the symbolic power of water, Francis Guderian, Dior perfume creative director, imagined Sauvage EAU FORTE, an olfactory composition as fresh as eau de toilette and intense as a parfum. This creation explores uncharted territory of fresh and spicy fougere. So it says it's an invigorating scent powered by water. So it says it's free from acetone. I don't know why it says that acetone's a solvent. You use it to take off nail colors and things or scrub horrible things off floors. Ethyl acetate, toluene, silicone. I don't know why silicone's got a bad name. I think it's a really nice raw material actually, so that's a bit sad. Paraffin, PEG and polypropylene glycol, microplastics, parabens, amines and formaldehyde. Oh my gosh, ammonia. I tell you why I'm pulling faces is because you just wouldn't put ammonia in a fragrance. You wouldn't put half of these in a fragrance. Formaldehyde, acetone, just toluene, you just wouldn't put any of these in a fragrance. So whatever. I get a bit annoyed with like bashing things, you know, and especially in the cosmetic where they bash everything. I've seen these things where I just get very annoyed at things being bashed, which are very safe. You know, yes, if something has environmental toxicity like cyclomethicone, absolutely we remove it because we've got up-to-date knowledge, but whatever. So the notes aren't very clear. If you have a look, it kind of doesn't say what the top, middle and base notes are. So you have to go onto this awful frag site. So elmley resin, spices, lavender, musk and woody notes. So in the original Sauvage, it was a lot of bergamot and pink pepper, lavender, elmley, patchouli, vetiver. It was just a beautiful composition, I think. Really easy to wear, and it seems to be that they're missing out stuff. And I wonder why that is. Okay. Do we have our bottles of Sauvage EAU FORTE? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. The reason why it's milky, I have no idea why companies are going down I've seen it a few times, and I've seen advertised for water-based fragrances. I think water as a solvent for perfume is not particularly a great idea because it just doesn't work the same way as if you've got alcohol as a solvent. To be very honest with you, it's kind of one of those things. So in the ingredients, it's got butylene glycol, propylene glycol, pentylene glycol, and glycerin. These are humectants which bind to the skin. They can also act as a fixative as well, but generally moisturizing. Some triglycerides. How they are fixing it into the water, how you get into this like milky composition, is with lecithin and a raw material, which is, I thought initially when I saw this, I thought, oh, it's polysorbate 80. That was my thing. It's not. It's a raw material which is similar in structure, does a similar sort of thing to polysorbate 80, which is like fine. And it's got hydroxycitronellal and sodium citrate. I just think this is going to be a headache. I don't know quite why they went down this road, because I think alcohol is not damaging to the environment and it's so volatile it's gone. So let's have a look at the atomizer. I've actually tested this on a few people, but I've not tested it on myself. So let's look at the atomizer. Nice and wide, so I'm going to apply the fragrance. The atomizer is lovely. I wonder if they had to get the atomizer engineered. This is so flat. And this is the comment which I had when I tested it yesterday, was that it was flat and it was gone so quickly. And somebody said it smelled like if you've used really strong shower gel, you've then applied it to your skin. Didn't say the price actually. So it's £103. Above 100, I want projection and longevity. I kind of want something. It's so flat. I mean, my skin's not the best. It's kind of like quite flat. Not very radiant. It does smell like a body lotion. I wouldn't gravitate to Sauvage and all the elixirs. That's not my style of perfumery. I like my Legend though, and some other stuff that's in that sort of category of sort of blue men's fragrances. This has got the lavender in, but it smells like it has a milky, I hate the word, it has a lactonic quality to the fragrance. It's got the building blocks of the Sauvage, which is the dihydromercenol, apple acetates, coumarin, raw materials, lily of the valley raw materials, citruses, lavender. But it's missing, it's just so surprising to me, because when you've got something classic like Sauvage, which is really, everyone kind of loves, I wouldn't be tampering with it. So when you put fragrance into cosmetics, you have to rework it out. And when you put fragrance into hair care, there's certain raw materials that don't go in because they react with heat and they react against hair and don't smell particularly good. So I kind of get that you would rework the composition. But it's just so flat. It smells like lactonic. It smells exactly what I was told, which is like a body wash. It's got a nice cleanness, but that's from the dihydromercenol. A little bit spicy. Got a lovely wood-like quality, so it has some pluses to it, which just smells sort of quite wood-like, quite masculine. But that lactonic quality is not doing it for me at all. That's the vanilla, and it's really not too pleasant. On to my final thoughts. This is so surprising to me and very disappointing, I've got to say. It feels like a science experiment gone wrong, that's what I can sort of say. I would never do water-based because I think it's very problematic, and I think this was problematic with the nature of what it was. I think water-based, I don't know, it seems like a bit of a headache to me and doesn't seem particularly fun. I wouldn't like to do that. I think alcohol fragrances are just much easier. Alcohol-based fragrances are much easier, or concentrates are much easier to do. This has got a really not very pleasant lactonic quality, which may be what they wanted. Maybe they wanted it to smell lactonic, but it's missing the freshness. It's missing the invigoration. And I would have thought, with it being water-based, it doesn't make sense. I would have gone for a lot more aqueous notes to it, and I would have gone for things to really push through the problems of it being water-based. Is you're not going to get that radiance and projection. I'm sure there are people out there that get amazing radiance, projection, and all the rest of it. It's a very nice fragrance. It's kind of not bad, but in my opinion, I don't think it's like worth the price. And I feel very disappointed actually, because I love Dior. Some of Dior's fragrances I've got the highest marks on this channel. I think they're really well created, beautiful. Some things I've been like, oh my God, this is like amazing. Like some of it is really amazing. My stuff's there, Dior's there, and they've got Amouage there. I've got all my favorite sort of things around me. I love Dior. I think it's a great house. I think this is a miss, and I think this is a disappointment. This may end up getting removed from the shelves or made limited or put into their boutiques. The fragrance has got to be, you got to smell nice. And I think for £100, it's got to smell nice for 6 to 8 hours. Kind of that's the ballpark you're looking for. Not super masculine. It's missing the Dior Sauvage thing, which was a high-tech, metallic, soapy, based around naturals. That's kind of how I think of it. Really beautifully created. I don't like the elixir, but the elixir was like insanely strong, all of that stuff. Not for me at all. Disappointing. I feel a bit sad actually, because I love Dior, and I think this is a bit of a miss. To be honest, I'm going to mark it a 6 out of 10. I think the price, in my opinion, is like, I don't know, it just kind of feels a bit of a miss, and I couldn't recommend this. I think if you like Sauvage, I think you'd be disappointed with this, and I think you'll go through it once and never rebuy it. I don't think the longevity is very good. We tested it yesterday, and the longevity was about 20 minutes. And these are on people which stuff is really radiant and really good on. Normal fragrances, I have a testing sort of panel. Not very good. Nobody particularly liked it. I didn't really get anything. Oh, I really like that. Like nothing at all. Not memorable. So I think 6 out of 10 is fine. Disappointing, because I love Dior. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe for fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.